Dear friends, in today's video we will talk about a strange funeral. The funeral of an old money man whom every Malvi used to refuse to pray. I will not teach this funeral. Before proceeding further in the video, I request all of you that today, if you have not liked this video of ours yet, then like it now. If you are new to our channel and you have not subscribed, then subscribe now and do not forget to click the bell icon for notification of all the upcoming new videos. So let's start the video. Friends, in some city there once lived such a man who had everything given by Allah. Allah had blessed him with wealth, respect, fame, children, and every other blessing of the world. Along with all these things, he was an honest and God-fearing person. He spent most of his wealth on the poor and destitute, orphans and widows, and he used to help the poor day and night. The rich man had an only son who was completely different from his father. The rich man always kept making his son understand that, son, never be proud of the wealth of the world. Do not forget that this wealth is a test of Allah, so son, keep a share of this wealth for the poor, orphans and distressed people, because one day the wealth will remain in the world, and the only thing that will go with you is just a shroud. The son of the rich man used to understand wealth and the world is everything. Nothing of his father's speech had any effect on him. A time had come when the rich man became seriously ill. Even after a lot of treatment there was no improvement, so then one day that rich man called a clerk and gave him an envelope containing a letter and said, "Clerk, give this envelope of the letter to my son when my funeral will be kept in the cemetery." He called his son even before dying and said, "Son, I have one last wish. When I die, bury me wearing my old socks. This is my last wish, and I am sure that you will definitely fulfill this last wish of mine." The father took a promise from his son, and the son assured his father that he would definitely fulfill his wish. After this, the rich man passed away. The dead body of the rich man was bathed. After being shrouded, the son made him wear his old socks as per his father's wish. The son hugged his father and his funeral procession was brought to the cemetery. Large numbers of people had come to offer the funeral prayer. The best Malvi of the city had come to offer the funeral prayer. But when he came to know that the dead body had been dressed in socks, the Malvi Sahib flatly refused to offer the funeral prayer. He called the son of the rich man and said that this is against Shariat. Shariat does not give permission for this, hence, we will have to take off the socks from the dead body, but the son clearly refused to listen to the Malvi. The rich man's son said that this was his father's last wish, which he had made him promise before dying. Hence, he would definitely fulfill this wish of his. Now there was an issue in the cemetery. People were explaining to the rich man's son, but he was not ready to agree to listen to anyone's word. He approached the big Ekrams of the city and even lured them with money to come and offer the funeral prayers, but none of the Alim of the city agreed to his request. Everyone was saying that it was against the Shariat. Everyone was saying that the dead body cannot go to the cemetery with anything except the shroud. People and Ekram's crowd gathered at the cemetery. In this situation, the clerk of that rich man appeared, cutting through the queues of people. He called the rich son to him and gave the letter which the rich man had given to the clerk. The clerk said that this letter should be given to the son at the time when his father's dead body would be kept in the cemetery. The clerk placed the letter in the hand of the rich man's son and said, "Your father had given me this letter and had made a will that I should give this letter to you when his dead body would be kept in the cemetery." The rich man's son took the letter and opened it. It was written in it, "Dear son, I am the richest in the city, but see, today I cannot take even these old socks with me. My son, nothing is going to go with me to my grave except my shroud. Whatever I have earned in this world, whatever wealth I have accumulated in this world, everything will be left behind in this world. My son, I bequeath to you whatever I am leaving behind. Spend it in noble ways. My son, never be proud of your wealth. Don't do it because the wealth will remain in this world only." When he read this letter, he started crying. He took off his father's socks. The funeral prayers were offered and then that rich man was lowered into the grave with full respect. After that, the son also started working like his father, and he also shared most of his earnings to donate to the poor, orphans, and destitute, and started living a good life. Friends, tales and stories pass for some time, but they leave behind many lessons for humans. It is true that when a human being dies, he dies, and except for the shroud, he takes nothing to the grave with him. I cannot take anything with me to the grave, and the only thing which goes with us is our good deeds. In the end, while going, there is a prayer in the Allah Rabbul Izzat court, that may Allah Ta'ala grant us all the ability to avoid all kinds of evils, and do as many good deeds as possible. If we and you are in need of any poor person, the help-needing person, the widow, the poor, the weak, or the sick, then surely Allah Tabarak Ta'ala likes this help so much that it blesses us in our livelihood, blesses us in blessings, and also makes us rich with the bounty of the hereafter. We and you need us. We can do as much as we can for whomever we can. Try to help your poor brothers and sisters as much as possible. May Allah grant all of you the ability to do good deeds. Ameen Ya Rabbal Alameen. Friends, we hope that you must have liked our story of today. What is your opinion about today's video? Do comment in the comment box, and in case you liked the video, then give it a like also and try to share it as much as possible with your good friends. If you are new to our channel, if you have not subscribed yet, then subscribe now and do not forget to click the bell icon for notifications of such interesting upcoming videos. That's it for today's video. Insha'Allah, with another new video very soon, we will be present in your service. Till then, please allow us and our entire team, take good care of yourself and your loved ones. May Allah bless everyone with lots of happiness. Allah Hafez. There are two words which are light on the tongue, heavy on the scale, and loved by the most merciful. Subhanallahi wa bihamdi, Subhanallahi al-Azim. Glorified is Allah and praised is He, glorified is Allah the Most Great. Bukhari and Muslim. Explanation. The remembrance of Allah is what gives comfort to the heart and soul. In this hadith, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam informs us of the great blessings that result from two particularly short phrases verbalized on a Muslim's tongue. The word Tasbih means to negate from Allah every type of defect and imperfection. The most typical phrase used to do this in Arabic is to say Subhanallah. The two phrases mentioned are easy to say in any situation without difficulty. A person can repeat them over and over again often, and this is why the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam recommended it. We are also informed that the weight of these two short phrases will be very heavy on the day of judgment, when all of our good and bad deeds will be weighed against each other on the scale. Then the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam stated that these two phrases in particular are very beloved by Allah. This indicates that doing tasbih of Allah and praising Him is among the best forms of supererogatory worship. This hadith also teaches us about the vastness of Allah's mercy over us, because He is willing to give us lots of reward for doing small good deeds.
They already knew the whole thing, that moribund patient has left this world, but he was coming to attend the funeral. When I told him the whole truth, he was stunned and said, I had received the news that moribund patient